Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning into the Financial Investor channel. My name is Brent, and today we're looking at Apple right now in the after hours. I have a limit buy at 165.50. It's about 30 shares. That's about a little under $5,000. This will allow me to average down on my Apple position. I think the sell off wasn't really warranted. The stock, the semiconductor stock, I can't think of the name of it right now, but I will have it tomorrow during my weekly recap. I'll go ahead and mention it, and we'll talk about General Electric, Apple, some financial stocks that have been doing earnings report this week. On Bloomberg right now and Yahoo Finance, everyone's talking about the yield curve getting, almost trailing into the negative. So that's on everyone's mind right now here in the market. On the other end, I'm thinking Apple. I'm just thinking on Apple right now. But so this is just a day right now. Apple is down more than 4% today so far. Apple is my largest share. It is my largest holding. So if we go back 90 days here, record highs would have Apple at around 182 is when it peaked here on March 13th. In May, before falling, it had peaked at 179, 178, fell all the way down into the $153 range before picking back up, recovering. They lost 10% here during this correction, picked it all right back up, fell about 5%. I bought in. I don't know if I bought in during this time. I believe I did buy in back during February time frame. I continue to buy in. I actually have it within my Roth IRA, my cash managed account. And right now, we're getting very close to triggering my limit buy. We're actually in the after hours now. So right now, let's see here. Yeah, the time right there, markets are closed. So it's now 13:02. And if this price does fall down here, you're going to see that I'm going to get a notification. And I'll go ahead and make my purchase of those 30 shares. That'll allow me to average down. I am down in Apple by 2.45%. $1,000. I don't care about the dollar amount. It's mainly just a percentage. And let's see here. So that is Apple. So a lot's kind of going on today. A lot of the sell off for Apple continue to kind of go just because that semiconductor stock. Yesterday, I reported their earnings saying that they weren't expecting a very continuing the growth just because the need for the phone had gone down, sales were down, which caused Apple to get sold off because people are expecting Apple's earnings to not be in the positive. They've reported earnings in the past 3 times and they were always positive. So I think we're going to get a positive report from Apple, Yahoo Finance. So yeah, they've met earnings reports over the last 4 quarters. They're not expected to do amazing this quarter, but again, they don't have a brand new phone that's out there that's in demand right now. What's keeping them, basically up and up is that they are moving money from overseas into the US, which doesn't really that's not any sort of revenue or net income. That's just extra money to spend here on other products and development. But their services, is continue to grow. I know a couple, people are always going to go out there and buy iPhones and MacBooks and replacement batteries, and I think that'll help them this quarter. I don't think they're gonna, I do think that they're gonna make it. They're gonna meet their first quarter report, and that's what's gonna drive the stock back up into the positive for kind of going on. I think the sell off right now, just because of the semiconductor stock reporting X and X, X and Y, I don't believe that was really warranted. So Philip Morris down. Sales of cigarettes are down. You know what? I'm just going to be covering quite a bit of information on Saturday on my weekly recap. I wanted to make a video live today. I woke up and everybody had gone out to work already, so this was my day off. I'd been working a bunch of nights this week doing some migrations on some switches and stuff, and so I had today off, and I wanted to get up and do like a live session of trading and answering questions. I may end up doing that later tonight sometime. I'd like to start doing that. It's just trying to find time, with family and then trying to do little activities on the side. There's always, I don't have any downtime until 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, and then when my kiddo and the family goes to sleep. So it's really tough. But I woke up this morning and started cleaning the house because I do want to get out this weekend. So I cleaned the dishes, did the laundry, and all that fun jazz that everybody loves to do around the house. And now I'm making my video a little bit late. So apologies there. So I was 40% in cash. I looked at my metrics yesterday. I was 60% in equity, 40% in cash. I did just make my limit buy. I'm almost there. Almost there. It's at 165.61. If it'll trigger here very shortly, I'm going to go ahead and keep you on here. This Apple may continue to fall here where I'm able to purchase it at 165.50. So my portfolio right now, my cash managed account, I hold Hormel Foods down 1 point. Not amazing. I don't like to sell anything at a loss. So this one had been negative in my portfolio, so I just continued to hold it. I think it was down, 5-6% a few months ago because of the sell-off in February, so I just never got rid of it. I did sell off a lot of my other stocks, such as AT&T, Verizon, Clorox, CenturyLink. I had a whole bunch of stocks in my cash managed account. I sold majority of them off besides I think one or two, which was Reality Income and WP Carry, just because those are REITs with rising interest rates that were just getting negative. I was losing more equity than I would like in comparison to the dividend. I was able to put that money into better performing stocks such as Apple. Apple is down right now in my portfolio by 2.45%, but the last 2 days alone, Apple has fell by more than 7%. So Apple fell by 7%. I'm only down 2.45%. I have a buy right now that's going to be averaging down me some more. If it continues to fall going into earnings or does fall on earnings, I have $28,000 sitting in my account that I'm going to be buying more of Apple shares because over the long term, Apple is going to continue to grow up their services. They're going to continue to grow up their subscription base, and they're developing, their new phone that they're doing testing with. So, in the end, they're going to be coming out of this, and I'm only down in the position by a very small amount. So, I'm looking forward to that. Here we do. Oh yeah, you can see my limit buy right here. I played earlier in the day, 30 shares today at 165.50, and it's just a perpetual one. So if I click on Apple, I should be, yeah, okay, I flip back to Apple. They're currently at 165.61, so it has slowed down a little bit here in the after hours. People are asking for 165. People are bidding at 160 now. So it was a huge sell-off today and Thursday. So I think we've already covered where their highs were. So yeah, Apple had been trailing at 179, 180. They peaked out at 183 on March 13th. They didn't quite make it there. A few days ago, they peaked out at 178 and then fell all the way back down to 165. That's a $20 loss, right? 20? No, 15. $15 loss. So that's quite a bit of shares. 5 more cents, and I'll make that buy. So I don't want to make the video too long. I thought it would have been nice to see that my limit buy goes in at 165.50. I'm not afraid of buying a stock, that's been in the negative. 165.65. Dang it. Now they're bidding up on it, and it's going up. So unfortunately, I may not be able to get this in this video. I should have I could have changed my bid here to 165.60, but my plan was I've been 165.50. That was sort of my plan where I'd buy in at. It's bouncing and it's going back up. So Yeah, we're going to go ahead and cut the video here. So I'll be back tomorrow on Saturday to do my weekly recap for the week, talk about the indexes, talk about some earnings report that went out this week, such as General Electric and a few others that are coming up in the future that I'll be looking at, such as Apple, for example, because I do hold such a large amount of Apple, and I really do. I would like Apple to fall a little bit more. That way I can average down on position in my position here. I think I am still positive in my other account. Let's go ahead and flip over to my Roth IRA. I am up in my S&P 500. I am down in Apple. Yeah, 2% down in Apple. And I flip over to my Roth IRA. I'm up in Apple by 2%. So overall, if I were to look at the average of them all, in Apple, I am down 1.52% right now because of the sell-off. So if I do buy a little bit right now, I am able to average down my loss. And these other little ones right here, Ford, for example, Hormel Foods, I don't like selling anything at a loss. So these two right here were down 5-10% just a few months ago. So I didn't want to sell, it's such a low amount. Like I would only lose what, $1.93 and 40 cents. I may end up just selling it because I don't care about the stocks anymore in my portfolio. I have just been trading with Apple and then have been buying and selling using the NASDAQ because that one is a little bit easier for me to kind of like what kind of technology news is kind of coming out. So I bought TQQQ, which is the leveraged NASDAQ at 146. I sold it off at 159. I made a profit there of, a little bit, about what, $10 per share at 680. At 68 shares, so a little over what $680 there. So not too shabby. Anyways, that is it for this video. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys did enjoy the video, remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button for future financial videos. If you have any questions about anything that was covered today, go ahead and let me know in the comment section below. I always reply back to you guys, so I'm always enjoying the comments, reading and replying. As a friendly disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor or tax professional. The information provided in my videos is for entertainment and fun. This is not investment advice. This is just me as a financial investor trying to help others make their money work for them. So that is it for this video. Thank you guys for tuning in. Financials are up at the end of the day. Wow. Okay, have a great day. Bye-bye.